got everybody? All right. Good evening, everybody. Thanks to everyone who's joining us both in person and online. As a reminder, public comment will only be accepted in person, and we are live streaming on YouTube Live, and as always, the replay available on Facebook, YouTube, and TV 36. Adequate notice of this meeting as required by the Open Public Meetings Act was provided through the posting, mailing, and filing of the annual notice of regularly scheduled meetings of the Town Council on December 12, 2023. The notice was on that date posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building, provided to the Westfield Leader and the Star Ledger, and filed with the clerk of the town of Westfield. Ms. Loshing, may I have a roll call?
Mayor Brindle?
Here.
Councilmembers Hapgood?
Here.
Dardia?
Here.
Domagala?
Here.
Kiefer?
Here.
Saunders?
Here.
Armento? Contract? Here. Mackey?
Please rise for the invocation, which will be given by Councilman Domagala, and remain standing for the salute.
We meet to serve our community, to use our resources wisely and well, to represent all members of our community fairly, and to make decisions that promote the common good. We recognize our responsibility to the past and the future, and rights and needs of both individuals and community. As trusted servants, we seek support on our deliberations and on our efforts here today. May we act wisely and well. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Jim?
Yeah, I just have a couple of quick comments, Mayor, if you don't mind. Road paving is going on and about to ramp up. As we mentioned last meeting, Elizabethtown Gas is doing paving right now on some of the roads in the Coolidge Avenue, Cranford, Stevens, Wells, Sherman area. They've completed a few roads there this week. They'll probably finish that part of the grid by the end of the week. There's another part of that Coolidge Avenue area that's going to be done probably in the fall, as the ETG work was done after the original work. But right now, Coolidge, Stevens, Cranford, Wells, Sherman, Benson, either entire lengths of road or sections of road will be done by the end of the week. And then a whole other section in the fall, including either sections or full roads of Fair Acres, Harding, Salter, Fourth, Marcellus, Castleman, St. Mark's, and Sherbrooke will be done. So that entire grid will be well paved by the end of the year, if not sooner. In addition to that, our town engineer has been working diligently with our road contractor. There's been some ADA compliant ramps that have been installed on all of the jobs we're doing, and that's expected to be finished up by this week. And then it's expected that next week, the milling and paving process, milling will start first, and they'll work from the south side up to the north side of town, all the roads we're doing. And then they'll be followed by paving. And so it's expected, weather permitting, of course, that by either early August or before, our entire road paving program could be finished. And again, all the ADA work has been done already. So there's a long list. We have about 40 roads we're touching this year, either in full or portions. And so that's on our website. And again, I want to encourage the residents to sign up for Nixle. Every morning we're giving Nixles out of where we are, what we're doing, not just road paving, but also utility work that's still going on. But that gives you a sense of where to avoid or what's going on in the hours of the day it's happening. But I know Mike's doing a great job. Last thing about this is, in addition to the road paving and ADA compliance issues, we take the opportunity where we can to do drainage improvements in certain areas. So I want to mention a couple things that came out of the work committee in the past 2 years, but just other areas we know about, that Public Works knows about, that are hot areas when we get heavy rains. So we're doing some drainage improvements on Cedar by Central Avenue. We work with the county to get some approvals to do some things there, adding extra drains. Part of these things are adding extra inlets to get the water into the system earlier so it doesn't back up in the street. So Cedar and Central is one area. Bennett Place is another area. That's already been done, actually. That was done in-house by Gene Watkins and his crew in Public Works, adding another drain there. It's a cul-de-sac on the north side. Ward 2, that's a known area to flood on heavy rain. Rawway and Dorian, another area that's being, we have a contractor there going to be adding another inlet and maybe even expanding the capacity underground there, depending what they find when they dig that up. We're also looking at Bell Drive. You remember we did our sewer cammering where we found some issues in certain areas. Some we were able to take care of, some we were not. So Bell Drive is an area where a pipe had partially collapsed. So the opening for the water to get through in a heavy rain is very small. We're going to dig that up, repair it, reset it, and that should really make a huge improvement in the drainage issue on Bell Drive cul-de-sac. Those are some of the ones we've been talking about that have been around for a while. And then other big one we just did that was also done in-house, Gene Watkins for Public Works Coolidge. You might remember, Mike, we had many emails on this. Since ETG is doing work there now and milling the road, we met out there about a week and a half ago, met with residents in the field. Mike Armento, who wasn't here, not here tonight, will also remember his emails from last week. We were able to actually, there's a very active sump pump from a house that actually is fine, but because of the pitch of the road and the length of the nearest sewer, in the wintertime, icing is created and it goes out far into the street. So we're fixing that in two ways. The pitch of the road will be completely changed, so it won't ice into the street. But number two, our public works crew was able to put a sewer drain in to intercept the water halfway down and run it across the street to a larger system that was installed yesterday, and that was installed before they paved Coolidge. So that's another improvement, I think. So again, where we can, we're making these drainage improvements in areas we know are problems. That will obviously continue, but I just want to mention those tonight for the public to know that some of those things are being done in addition to just normal milling and paving, which is obviously very exciting. There'll also be some striping issues that will happen. I think of Park and Central we talked about. Other areas will be restriped, of course, new crosswalks, stop bars, double yellows where necessary. But again, this is all going to happen very fast. By the time we meet again in this body, August 13th, we might all be done with the town's jobs, assuming the weather helps out. But I want to thank Mike McNell. This is really his first full summer and paving season with us, and really doing a great job so far. And so he, Gavin Gray, and Chris Roth are going to be out there inspecting the jobs as these happen. But it's going to be a lot of inconvenience over the next number of weeks, but it's going to result in some really nice improvements. So thank you.
Great, thank you.
Sure.
Hello, Councilman Armento. Please note that Councilman Armento is here. Perfect timing. Full house. Yeah, full house, exactly. So thank you, Jim, and I just want to highlight a few things of importance to the community and some info about the agenda tonight. So I probably think the most momentous thing I've done a long time happened yesterday when I was in New York along with Cranford Commissioner and former Mayor Kathleen Miller-Prunty to attend the signing ceremony for the $6.5 billion final funding agreement for the Gateway Development Project. It is the largest federal infrastructure grant in American history. And we were invited. I'd like to say we're the only mayors in New Jersey that were in attendance as co-founders of the Raritan Valley Line Mayors Alliance, which we started back in 2018 and have been advocating for improved RVL transit service and a peak one-seat ride into New York City for our commuters. So why yesterday's milestone was so important, it assures that the Gateway Development Project, which will deliver new Hudson River tunnels, is now guaranteed to move forward. It's fully funded. For RVL commuters, it means the long-awaited one-seat ride can finally come to fruition when this project is completed in 2035. Now, I've gotten some comments from people, why 2035? Well, I mean, big projects take a really long time, but it's important to note what's happening. Most people, hopefully you realize that the current Hudson River tunnels is almost over 120 years old, decrepit and dangerous. So what they can't just close it to repair it. So they're building a new tunnel first, then they're gonna close down the other tunnel and repair it. And so in 2035 is when both tunnels will be operational, and that's when the full capacity of both will be realized. But, excuse me. But what's really, amazing about it, quite frankly, the RVL, the Raritan Valley Line, has the most to gain of all New Jersey transit lines. And I think that's why it's so important, and we were so thrilled to be there. And not only that, the economic benefits of Gateway to our region. Now, even though it might not happen and come to fruition until 2035, knowing that it's coming can help attract companies, can help attract economic development as they now consider investing along our corridor with the promise of improved direct access to New York City. And for all of our residents, many worried about the sustainability of the high price value of their homes, a future that includes one-seat ride service will ensure that properties retain or improve their value, as experienced by surrounding companies like at Summit when they got the Midtown Direct, and I think it was the property values went up 17%. So if you're a young family now and you're going to be here for at least 10 years while you're kids, you're going to realize the immediate benefit, not only as a commuter, but also the economic benefits of having that service. So I like to say this does not bring immediate relief to what I call train pain and the horrific, insufferable Newark connection, which some of us on this dais know all too well. But another good news for New Jersey Transit, and it was something that our Mayor's Alliance advocated for, the state legislators approved a corporate business tax dedicated exclusively to funding New Jersey Transit, and that's for corporations that make over $10 million in profits. It sunsets in 5 years, and it's to support their operations. And why that's good, New Jersey Transit actually has a plan for adding additional shoulder peak service, and what shoulder peak service means, it might not be during the peak times of 7 to 8:45, but it could be at 9 a.m. And with people with flexibility in their schedules, a 9 a.m. direct line might actually be very helpful, and people might adjust their schedules, as I would, just to take a direct train. So now that they have a funding source, those types of initiatives can be restarted, and they already have a plan for how they can make that happen. So it's great, great news. And it really is, I will tell you, just being there yesterday was hot because it was outside in a parking lot at the Hudson Yards, but the Gateway Development Project is a big deal. And its progress, I think, has defied all of the prognosticators who didn't think such a grandiose project was possible, especially in today's political climate. We often wonder, is America still capable of doing big things? This is a big thing. And it really was impressive to see the confluence of federal, New York, and New Jersey legislators, state, federal, across the board collaborating and persisting to see this through. Egos aside, short-term politics aside, and I was very thrilled Governor Murphy actually gave Westfield and the Raritan Valley line a shout out in his remarks, knowing specifically what this project will mean for our residents. So I just wanted to let everybody know it was a big deal, an inspiring moment, and it's a great story for us to tell regarding what the prospects for our local economy, for realtors to talk about when they're buying houses, et cetera. So it's really very, very encouraging moment. So. And tonight we're all here, but what's really exciting happening is on Quimby Street and around downtown, which marks the return of Sweet Sounds, which kicks off tonight and every Tuesday through the end of August. Quimby is once again closed to all vehicles on Tuesday nights during this very popular event. And later this week, the DWC will host the annual sidewalk sale throughout downtown Westfield, another very popular event. Hopefully it won't be 98 degrees. It'll be Thursday through Sunday. Take advantage of great deals offered by our local retailers and support our downtown businesses. And on July 18th, the DWC is hosting the Self-Care Social 2024, an impressive lineup of holistic vendors offering a range of services and products designed to enhance well-being. All details on all of these events can be found on the DWC website. So tonight on the legislative front, we have several important items, a few of which we want to highlight, and I'm going to hand it over to our committee chairs to share with you what they are. First with Councilman Dardia, Public Safety, Transportation, and Parking.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, so from the Public Safety, Transportation, and Parking Committee, we have ordinances on second reading to establish all-way stops at intersections of Summit and Clifton and Westfield and Park. Much like the recent all-way stop installation at Clark and Dudley, the proposed changes at the intersections we're discussing tonight are also the result of traffic warrant analyses that determine that they do meet the threshold for the implementation of an all-way stop. If adopted, the goal is to install both traffic pattern changes in advance of the new school year. The committee has also a resolution tonight to reappoint Chief Badaloro as the town's emergency management coordinator for another 3-year term. Chief Badaloro does a fantastic job in this position, which involves ongoing emergency response preparedness and planning in coordination with multiple town departments, and we are grateful that he'll continue to serve in this role.
So Councilwoman Hapgood for Finance Policy Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. The Finance Policy Committee also has several resolutions on tonight's agenda. We'll vote to authorize a submission of a recreational opportunities for individuals with disabilities, ROID, grant application for the Westfield Recreation Department. So a shout out to our head of our rec department for identifying this. It's in the amount of $20,000, and it'll provide supplementary funding for inclusionary programs. We also have a resolution authorizing an award of contract for the resurfacing of all 8 Tamaqua Park tennis courts, the funding of which is provided in the 2024 Capital Improvement Fund budget. And there's also a resolution authorizing the extension of our contract for the crossing guard management services program with ACMS. This follows a public bid process that we undertook in 2023, which provided us with the ability to extend the contract for up to 2 more individual years. So this resolution extends our contract for the upcoming school year, starting in September and ending in June of 2025. This will be our 6th year working with ACMS, and every year gets better. The program will maintain 34 posts and 2 supervisory positions. And as we've discussed with the public before, ACMS has really been an excellent partner, and they've achieved full staffing levels, which were difficult as we were in and coming out of COVID. They've provided training to all of the crossing guards, and most importantly, it allows our police department to continue to do their jobs instead of the crossing guard jobs. So we're happy about that.
Thank you. And Councilman Contract, Code Review and Town Property Committee.
Thank you, Mayor. I think this is the one thing we're going to do tonight residents will love, which is the first resolution to authorize an award of contract to Harvest Group for the Charlie's Ale Garden Beer and Wine Concession Service as part of Adams Fest on Saturday, October 26th, following a publicly advertised bid process. Bless you. And second, we also have a resolution supporting the Passaic Affordable Housing's application for funding under the NJDCA Housing Trust Fund Program, which provide financial assistance to create a 3-unit affordable housing development at 211 South Avenue East. This project was approved originally with 1 affordable unit, but if they get this grant, they'll be able to change that to 3, which actually helps the town better meet its obligations under the current affordable housing settlement, and actually puts us in a better position when we have to renegotiate this again next year.
Excellent. So with that, we can get to the agenda. Ms. Washi, are there any advertised hearings?
Yes, Mayor, we have an advertised hearing for General Ordinance 2024-17, an ordinance to amend the Code of the Town of Westfield, Chapter 13. Anyone wishing to be heard on General Ordinance 2024-17, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, Mayor, you may close the hearing.
This hearing is closed. Councilman Dardia, please move for the adoption of General Ordinance number 2024-17.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to move for the adoption of General Ordinance number 2024-17, an ordinance to amend the Code of the Town of Westfield, Chapter 13.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Contract. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Domagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armenta,
Yes.
Contract,
Yes.
Mackey. Yes. Mayor Bidwell.
Yes. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the Town Council Conference and regular meetings of June 25th, 2024? Moved by Councilman, sorry.
Mackey.
Councilman Mackey. Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Now it's time for open discussion by citizens. Anyone may come up to the microphone and speak to the council on any subject on which we have jurisdiction. Please state your name and address for the record and limit your comments to 5 minutes, please. Hearing none, I close this portion of the meeting and move to bills and claims. Councilman Hapgood.
Thank you again, Mayor. I would like to move bills and claims in the amount of $1,158,897.96.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Domagala.
Doesn't matter.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes. Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Next on the agenda is reports of standing committees, beginning with the Finance Policy Committee. Councilman Hapgood.
I have 10 resolutions I'd like to move as a package. The first, a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for dog licenses for June 2024. The second, a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for Recreation Department refunds. A third, resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant to the Treasurer, State of New Jersey for marriage civil union licenses fees. The fourth, a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a check for the balance of escrow monies, a tree bond. Fifth, a resolution authorizing the CFO to refund street opening cash bond. Sixth, a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for second quarter construction officials' state permit fees. 7, a resolution authorizing the submission of recreation opportunities for individuals with disabilities, ROID, grant application for the Westfield Recreation Department. 8, a resolution authorizing an award of contract for the resurfacing of the Tamaqua Park tennis courts. 9, a resolution authorizing extension of contract for the crossing guard management services. And 10, a resolution authorizing the schedule for payment bills and claims.
May I have a second? Second by Councilman Contract. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Next is the Public Safety, Transportation, Parking Committee. Councilman Dardia.
I would like to move a resolution to appoint an emergency management coordinator.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Mackey. I think any discussion? Just want to go ahead and also extend my thanks to Chief Balor for continuing to do the great job you've done in this regard. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Next is Code Review and Town Property Committee. Councilman Contract.
Thank you, Mayor. I have 2 resolutions to move as a package. The first is a resolution authorizing an award of contract for Adams Fest Beer and Wine Garden concession, and the second is a resolution supporting the Passaic Affordable Housing application for funding under the NJDCA Housing Trust Fund Program.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Dardia. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Motion to adjourn. So moved by Councilman Mackey, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Hapgood. All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried, and this meeting is adjourned. Good night, everybody.